what this side is. So it's just a straight up slap over the head of what you got here. So it's talking about this substance that's been developed in this lab, and they're explaining a previous iteration of a test of this material. So it's talking about how they use a small amount of it to destroy a rat, which is, as we've discussed in previously on Downtown, that personality matrix is constructing all these little entities to make Forum City a representation of DeusEx. So there's goofy little rats roaming around the game, so they're roaming around Forum City as well. So they use this material to delete that entity, and when that happened, it's mentioning more forum online rhetoric bullshit of it caused this huge packet loss spike, which in turn caused Planet DeusEx, the governing entity of Forum City, to detect the activity. So pretty much what this is saying is, if you use this for anything, and it doesn't really directly say that you can use it to kill. Wait, no, it does. It does. It says in the beginning of the explanation from a previous note, I think, that it can basically be used to quasi-ban somebody because it destroys their account. So that's when you learn that information, and you learn this is where it is, you then think, oh, that might be an option for getting rid of Bogey. And so now I have my boy Bogey vibing at my feet right now. We're about to throw this dude in there to see what happens. And I purposely made it so that you can't really jump up. You can jump in there, and you will die. That's so fucking cool, dude. So, if you're genuinely curious, you want to see what happens, you jump in there, and then this box pops up, and it says, unable to locate the account because you've been scrambled, unable to locate the password because you've been scrambled. So, good shit. Go back to the main menu, you're fucked. Or I just crashed the game. There it goes. So through natural experimentation, as you being a Deus Ex player who does as such, we now learn, hey, fuck this guy, let's dump him.
With Bogey's account scrambled beyond recognition, I'd say we can call this case closed. Good job, Trescon. Go to the back hallway of Bravies to meet a cleaner bot who will show you to the reward I have stashed for you.
Oh, we need to change his icon. So, Hoover should be having a custom texture. It's been made. We just kind of forgot to do it, I guess. He's supposed to, like, Hoover vacuums, their company color is, like, red. So, it's going to be basically a cleaner bot with a new red skin on it. Yep.
Area.
Oh shit, okay. Yeah, you know how on mission 22 there's Wolfie? It's pretty much alluding to that same line, like in the world of the Nameless mod, it doesn't necessarily need to be a human character to just be a person. Okay, so this is all updated. And there's more content in there, like something that 2.0 has is the ability to EMP shit to progress.
So I went into my ID director's office today.
Yeah, my IT. So that you can use EMP to progress in certain locations, so that's why you get the spy bot, or the spy drone in that map. Kind of a, hey, you can do this kind of thing. And then there's a new texture that we have. It's basically a sign, a stop sign, with a picture of a spy drone on it, with a no icon on it. And I mean, you're a video game player, obviously you're going to do what the game tells you not to do. So you fly your spy drone in there, and there's all these little obstacles to fly around, and then you get into the interior of the jammer device, and you basically just EMP it to disable it. You can blow it up, you can use a computer to disable it, all that kind of shit. Alright, so there's my boy waiting for me. Hello. And then he lets me in. Excuse me. Good shit. So, here's another thing you can do. You're a curious player. Hey, a button. Let's see what that does.
What did you do that for? You just flushed your reward down the trash chute. If there's any possibility of finding your stuff, I'd venture a guess it would be in the sewers.
So, I fucked up, got rid of my shit. And then, in case you're extra stupid, you can just toss shit in there too. So taser slugs, augs, and money. Fuck yeah. You're the man. You did it. I don't think so. I think you're too big. I can't remember. Yeah. You're too big. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, the ammo one. No, yeah. Yeah, I need some of this shit, man. I'm hurting for it. Alright, so we have 3. Yeah, I think 3 slugs now. Taser slugs, that is. We don't have the skill to use the regular slugs, because this is a high skill requirement type of rifle since it's long range. So, just using it for the tasers, because they're so goddamn good. Damn, dude. I'm getting stuffed. I need to find fucking Speed Aug. And where do you get Speed Aug? I can't remember. It's been so long since I placed it. I want to say it's when you deal with the cults. I think either Athena, Goatman, whatever his fucking name is, the goat leader that gives you missions, Dark Templar or whatever, or the dude on the chair for Ramos. I think they give it to you. Yes, I would like this. Thank you. So speed or spy drone, because I can just jump shit. Ballistic, because hit scan sucks, and I can avoid EMPs. And this is a new addition. You can pay money to use this guy. Okay. Okay, so it's when you finish up the first faction mission then. So my inventory is gonna look like this for a hot minute. Alright, so we've done that. So now everything we gotta do is in WorldCorp. So let's go do our thing. No, I think it's smarter. So when you're infiltrating, it's smarter to use the stairs, I think.
No action so far, just like I like it.
Well, sure, it's calm today, but we used to be a pretty explosive duo, the two of us were.
Don't I know it? You, always running off half-cocked, looking to get into any scrape you could.
And you with that catchphrase, what was it? What the hell's wrong with you, kid? You're gonna get us killed, but good.
Ha! The veteran and the rookie.
The way it ought to be.
Seems like 100 years ago.
You were old, even back then.
Just a couple of old-time grey wolves, me and you.
Why the heck are we still working anyway?
How am I even still alive?
No idea. Yep.
So you know what I'll do? I'm going to upgrade you once. I got fucking 6 of them. I might be able to just dump. Oh fuck, he doesn't turn. God damn it. Alright, I might smoke
I
this
miss
guy.
my wife.
She lived a
Oh,
full
they're still
life.
talking. I miss my wife. Okay. I'm sorry. Alright, where you looking, homie? Damn, that sucks. That's like... Alright, I might have to smoke this dude. There's like no sneaking around this man. Hey, baby. Come with me. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. What happened to Bob? Participation trophy. Alrighty. So, this map did not change that much. The majority of what I did to this map is just, how would you describe it? Kind of like a quality of life, engine safety improvements, you could say. So it runs better. Like this map, it looks a lot the same, it has more detail, but due to the brush design and how things are set up, it'll run a lot nicer on your computer. Like I know that's weird to say because it's an old game, but the way Unreal works, it is a chunky, tanky ass engine. So even on beefy rigs, this thing will still chop. Like if you have, like for instance, my previous Outlook when I was a kid, when I was making maps. Oh fuck!
Oh my god!
All right, these guys are getting smoked.
Take him down.
if you have that previous outlook I used to have, where it was just cram as many goddamn surfaces into something as possible so it looks good, it'll still chug your computer today, just because of how the game is rendered. So, a lot more detail put into this. It looks nicer. It flows better. But it's not gonna tank. Is pretty much what I'm getting at. I know I've probably said it like 3 times.
Beginner's luck. Got you again.
I'll get you.
Dudes are talking shit on Pong. Where the fuck did he go?
What? You're too slow.
Come here, boy. There we go. That's a... Y'all have some laser-focused hearing. No, 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 no. Beach. Alrighty. Keep my open slot. Well, I'm not really using bio yet. I'll just stockpile those. Yeah, this map is pretty much the same. It just looks different. I mean, it's something I should be doing. I might change up how we're playing this a little bit. I might like play the map so you guys can see how it works, and then like just load up the classic map, because I'm playing on the dev branch, which has, as you can see, the original version of like everything. So like the classic DXI ruins is here in my files. It's just the transitions are for the new maps, you know what I mean? So so Hawk, if you are still here, would it really mess up like the scripting or the flags if I play a map like this, beat everything, do what I gotta do there, and then transition to the old map just temporarily to like ghost around in it to show it, and then just jump right back into where I'm at? Well, no, because I'll probably just do a save before I go to the old map, and then just reload the save. Try and keep my stuff organized too, where if you know you're not going to be using this, just delete it. I used to do this thing where I would pick one note and like enter all my login information into that one note so I can easily look at it. But that's just, God, it's so time consuming, bro. Okay, so here's what I'm looking for. I think the password for this was given to me on floor 1. Oh, lobby security. Okay, that's that. That's that. The sec admin one. No, I'll find it eventually. I think it's still here somewhere. So there are little subtle changes. So if you remember, the old map used to have this giant wall in the center. Now that was good for sneaking, but it was really weird for gameplay. And the way it was made, there was a whole bunch of nasty surfaces in regard to lighting. Oop. So the actual mechanics, like where the locked doors are and such, those are all the same generally. Oh yeah, I smoked the guy in here. I don't need to be sneaking around right now. This is the first bot that I think we gotta deal with. He's like right in the middle of goddamn everything. Yeah, there he is. Well, I don't have to deal with them, but it would be nice, so. I don't think you can do this in vanilla, but you can actually put traps on, say, the floor. So that dude's boned when he goes back on his patrol route. And while he's doing that, I'll just explore as normal. So this changed a lot. It still has the surface differences the old map had. That's to kind of make sure that this bot doesn't chase you every goddamn place in existence. So there he goes. So I kept that in place here. But this is one of the maps where I start increasing the walk space to be less frustrating. God damn it! I feel like when I was making stuff when I was younger, I kind of stuck to realism before gameplay, and it needs to be the opposite direction. You need to make cool-looking, realistic stuff, but you can't let gameplay suffer. Because again, you're making a video game for people to play, so if you're just focused on trying to make stuff look cool, you're gonna hurt your players. So that's where the increased hallway size came into play, the standardized vents, stuff that just makes more sense for the player, and then shit still looks cool, so. Thank you. Don't you get access to be able to hack stuff from here? Yep, that's gamer.
Heading into the electronics lab now. Don't really have any business there, but if you want to have a look around, that's fine. Maybe they've been developing something interesting here.
Well, we'll say that's worth it because I'm gonna get the EMP pistol. But yeah, that's another thing that I like about the changes we made. Like, taser slug management is almost an imperative gameplay loop now. The fact that I used that taser slug and missed him is like really debilitating to my my silent, like, zero emission playthrough. What do we got here? Yeah, one goddamn taser slug left. That sucks. Because you saw what it did to that guy when I was evading the camera. He dropped like a goddamn bag of shit. I hit him with a taser and he just went down after a couple seconds. And that's supposed to be like an indication of like real life tasers. Like, you get hit with a taser, you're hitting the goddamn ground quick. You're gonna tense up and then just drop. Yep. You gotta chill. And then I don't have hacking yet, so because I need to stop dying, so I need to upgrade my ability to stop these dickweeds from just coming around a corner and smoking me. I need to be the one doing the smoking. Oh yeah, I haven't gone to the slums yet. I'll reserve my taser slip for him to test that. That kind of stuff is usually something that Hawk handles. I mean, I gotta tell you, man, like working on all these maps, it was. I know I started out by saying that working on these maps is like a good, relaxing hobby for me, and it still is. But there's so much work in TNM that it kind of did turn into like a little bit of a frustrating situation of constantly having to keep moving and building. So any kind of stuff like that Hawk can just like quickly ID and fix himself, it kind of went to him. So I'll double check. What's this? Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah. Just not enough. Maybe some coffee will top it off. Nope. God, what? Have you ever used tech goggles? Like, oh, cool, okay. Neat. Yeah, that dude is freaking butch. I don't understand how he can take so much freaking damage. I think it's like... Well, I know. It's the lore thing of he's a vampire, so... I'm a vampire, and I'm tough. Dexterity, and all that shit, but... That's like... I guarantee you that motherfucker has killed the most people in this game. Also, it's a little more...
Now this looks interesting.
Yeah,
What's that over there?
A very ugly model, but a very useful tool. So now, pretty much, I win. Like, I have an ability to easily dispatch bots and easily dispatch people. So, GG. Time to save the world.
This must be the AI lab, where they keep their security system black ice.
I don't think I have the ability to smoke this. Yeah, that's a little too high for me right now. But got them tools. You just be able to just reach through and hit that. Yep. Extend the gameplay loop. Oh, away. There's my dude. No, this isn't how you get... Is it?
Interface initiated. Scanning for previous conversation logs. No conversation logs found. Creating log. Log created. Scanning subject. Subject, Trescan, male, veteran status. Previous affiliations, DeusEx Covered Intelligence Service, entry made February 2003. Clearance level insufficient for presence in current location. Hello, Tristan.
Hello. What are you?
Black Ice Autonomous Operating System, Protocol WM-22-3D Artificial Intelligence created for surveillance, maintenance, and systems intrusion detection. Authorized to deploy lethal force in accordance with the Turing Convention of 2001.
So, you're the security system of WorldCorp.
Affirmative.
Can you give me some information?
What information do you request access to, Tristan?
What data do you have concerning me?
Subject, Tristan, male, veteran status, augmented. Previous affiliations, DeusEx Covered Intelligence Service. Current affiliations, loosely affiliated with Planet DeusEx as external investigator. Additional notes, numerous successful missions for DeusEx-CIS, nominated for moderator position, no current residence.
What data do you have about Deus Diablo?
Subject, Deus Diablo, male, moderator status, augmented. Previous affiliations, none recorded. Current affiliations, hired on a volunteer basis by Planet DeusEx as moderator of Forum City. Additional notes, highly respected/feared. All other data is locked down under Divinity/XX classification.
Divinity/XX? Wow, that sounds high.
No information is available on that subject.
Okay.
Nothing. Forget about it.
Conversation logged.
Yeah, I just don't remember. I've been neck deep in Mission 23. I forget where you get Icebreaker 2.0. Yeah, this is another room that was upsized. You're in this vent for a hot minute, so there's lighting set up so that you can actually see. That's another thing, like...
Damn, this place really sucks.
Okay. Alright. Ooh, goddamn, good thing I didn't use all my multi-tools.
Damn, this place really sucks.
So far, so good. Now you need to get the ES field on the 3rd floor down so the device can start transmitting.
Man, don't you just hate these stuff suits?
Alright. Alright.
What was that? Somebody here.
Alright, so now I'm gonna save. Oh, give my leg back. And then we're gonna look at the original floor too, just for some comparison. We're just gonna go invisible. Good thing I did that. So I just made myself invisible, so let's wait for this shit to stop. So this is the original. It's probably been a hot minute since everybody's seen this. The two guys talking. Oh, it's way darker. So I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's so much more tight quarters, and the surfaces are kind of goofy in some spots. Same basic layout. I even redid the doors. That same little storage area. And then this is an example of like purposely like making things a little more complex than they needed to be. And then so if you can visualize it, where that curved surface is, that's a separate subtract. So in reality, that floor is two different surfaces, and that's where all the chug comes into play in regard to even modern systems with this game. So instead of just being one simple surface, two simple walls, a single ceiling, you're dealing with all this extra stuff. And sure, there's a lot of surfaces. It is complex, but with all those extra surfaces for the lighting to contend with, you have situations like this where we have this clear contrasting surface of it just being straight up completely black, because the light origin spot is probably most likely right in front of that BSP right there. And so it's like, in real life, yes, it would be a little dark on this side, but not like fully lit up surfaces and then just random dark pitch blackness, you know what I mean? So, and then the other thing is, this is very tight quarters. So let's say a guard walked in on me and I'm sitting here trying to fight him. Like, I just get stuck on these boxes. I get stuck on all this, and he'd probably shoot me just fine, and I'd be like, well, what the fuck? I'm trying to shoot around this stupid thing. Like, these are just the kind of little improvements we're working with. And then there's just like unnecessary stacking right here. Like, I'd have to push the shit into place. Why is that even there? There's nothing in there. Have to stack up to that, jump in. And then another thing that can be annoying is jumping from a surface right there can sometimes be bothersome. Like, thankfully I made it, but that's because I just kind of like know how the BSP works. So you gotta hold space and jump in and hold forward at the same time. Sometimes people don't know that. Just jump, then move forward. It's annoying to do. You gotta be right at the right spot because the hole is so small. Yeah, it really does. So the idea of simplifying the amount of like world space for services is it's the right play. I mean, to put it as bluntly as possible. And goddamn, even this light, man, like, if there were more of these and like more boxes and stuff, you could probably walk around the corner and just start chugging FPS. Like I'm probably running at a solid like 60 or more right now. I'd probably just turn the corner and just dump FPS like crazy. And then like here, you can't get past the guy. It's like it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. Like you can easily just go around the other way, but like say I'm allied with WC and I'm trying to get through this dude. It's just obnoxious and not really realistic, I guess. So we gotta like open up the game world for the player. Kind of the same design as the new one, just more important. I can't open that. Is there a button?
Scanning area.
Huh. That's odd. Here's an example of putting the detail in the wrong place. So, like, look at this light. It might be hard to tell, but it has a multitude of surfaces. Like, I think that thing is like 24 surfaces or something, man. Maybe 16, probably 16. And then there's like an extra brush inside for some reason. And that circular surface looks strange on a tiling rectangle ceiling. And then what do we have here? This is like just straight up empty. Like why is all the detail focused on that weird little goofy light when this whole thing is just a dead end? It seems like when I was making stuff back then, there was two things going on. The thing we talked about multiple times already about putting detail in the wrong place to try and look better, and then time crunches. Like, it kind of looks like I started this. Yeah, and that outer surface would need the torch on to even see. Yeah, you're right. So it's a light, so it should be bright up there. So yeah, you're right on that as well. So I feel like I was building this, and then possibly something happened like, hey, ZP, I need you to fix this map. I need you to add this. Can you do that real quick? And then I just kind of forgot about this area. and then like this is a weird contrast. This is I don't even fucking know, bro. That's weird looking. Another strange thing is that one is highlightable and open. This one's button only. It's the same exact door. What am... Oh, I know what's going on. So, because I'm set to invisible, I don't trigger triggers. So, these are positional trigger. There we go. This is that camera room from the previous one, from the newer map, I mean. Here, this I really like the new room in this a lot. This is like, it's an IT office, right? And then you just kind of walk in and grab the EMP pistol. But it's cooler to. So here's another thing. So we have cache sinks, which are great. TNM has plenty of them now, especially in 2.0. And then for a game like this, equipment sinks. So I mean, you get a lot of stuff in TNM, and then you have the option of just buying stuff outright. So putting that behind a door that you lockpick into, because I don't think it has a key. You either lockpick into it or you're boned. But it is a low lockpick, so even people that don't invest in lockpicks, they can still use a reasonable amount of equipment to get inside. And then you have the equipment puzzle, as I call them, for DX. Like you have the laser triggers that you can EMP, you can blow them up, or you can just hack the panel and then get in there and grab the gun. Improved pedestal too. That's like that. This thing is a nightmare for the engine. So what's going on here is we have the ads. We have 1, 2, 3, probably 4, 5, 6 ads, and then those textures along the top of the bottom part of the pedestal aren't aligned properly, so it has those weird cutoffs in the texture. It's hard to see, but that's a BSP error right there. It's there's this tiny cut, and then of course because of the surfaces, you get this weird bouncy bounce. And those are subtracting out of a slanted surface like that in Unreal Gold is like, that's rough, man. I'm surprised there's not a spot that I walk around this room that I die at because of that. That texture alignment looks like Garbo. The rest of this stuff ain't that bad. I mean, that just looks weird because it's so thick, and you can jump around and get stuck on it. Here's the AI lab. I don't even know what the hell is that. Maybe a bot bay? I don't know. This doesn't really have an explanation. You know what I mean? I can make an assumption. I'm assuming that's for like a security bot to sit in and then something happens. Just hit the button. Another equipment sync. That's weird. I don't know why there's so many buttons. One of these opens that panel, like in the new one. I was so surprised that someone found this. I remember one of the like first posts on our forum was tracking down that secret. Because, I mean, it opens and closes so fast, and it opens the main door, too. So, that's one of my patented ZP ridiculous secrets. Oh.
Interface initiated.
Oh, probably because I have the flags triggered already from my regular playthrough. That's actually pretty similar to the one I remade. Okay. So that ain't bad. Yeah, this is definitely, this is one of the better improvement rooms, I think. It's much less tight quarters. There's cooler looking devices in here. A lot more neat eye-catchy type stuff. Yeah, I like this map because it's yes, it has gameplay and it is all typical DeusEx gameplay, which is good. But there's a lot of like set piece stuff in it too. So functioning set pieces, I guess you can say. God damn it, move. Oh, that's weird. Okay. So this room, this is a great example of some weird stuff I did while learning the editor. So when I was making DXCMP maps for a while, I did this thing where one of my friends told me that subtracts are better for the engine. And I didn't really understand why, but I've known that guy for years. I still trust his opinion very well to this day. He said, yeah, try it. Try the subtracts. And I was like, okay. So I started doing it in TNM as well. So here's how this works. So this right here. You see all the different flat surfaces along the circular mirror thing on the floor? Each little section of straight lines is one subtract. So right here there's
Worst job
1, 2,
ever.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 subtracts, creating that mirrored surface. And then for another comparison, that half-cylinder pillar thingy between the mirror is yet again more subtracts. So the way those are divided up is, again, each flat surface is a different subtract. I don't know how the lighting is okay on that floor, to be honest with you. And then same deal for up here. So each one of these is rectangles. So that's a subtract, this is a subtract, and it goes all the way to the other side because it's mirrored. Subtract, 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 subtract. I genuinely do not know how these surfaces look like one. So, that ain't good, man. Because if I were to, in fact, I think I did remake this kind of similar in the new map. I'd just make that a subtract and an add for the pillar in the mirror. It's just a goddamn mess, bro. And the same thing with this. Oh, you can see it pretty well on this one. See the lines? Yeah, so that's real messy, dude. That should not be done.
Well, if they want to pay me to stand here all day, it's fine by me.
And this is like way too
I'm
tight
afraid
quarters.
I have some bad news.
What is it? They're not closing the pits.
What?
You're too slow.
Nice. All right, now that we pretty much saw the whole map, we'll hop back into here, and I'll just re-enable cheats and invisibility, so we can roam around to make the secondary comparison. So, as you can see, different choice in lights, a little brighter, easier to see, more open. Still the basic layout. Basically the same layout, I mean. Kind of alludes to the design of the original a little with these extended pillars, the slanted walls, the dividers that are still slanted, that kind of thing. Easier to manipulate, open. Additional movement as well. I mean, I added vents that you couldn't normally access through, like I think in the old one, that vent up there, I don't think it's access here. I think you gotta either go through a different way to get into there. I think that door looks a lot crisper, and now both of these doors have the same access method. Oh, I am not invisible. Okay. Player is now invisible. Yeah. Okay. Oh, now we lost the ability to use the proximity doors again. More spots to hide in. No problem. I'll see it. Yeah, so how this is going, I'm probably gonna keep doing this. I'll do another stream like this. Upload them to the YouTube channel that I have the trailers on right now. God, am I... Okay. There we go. And now this set piece is a little more tell to what's going on. We don't have that random like mech bay in here. Still got the lockers. I mean, people do work here, that kind of thing. Door says security. This is the security entrance. Now we have these like data-looking things, kind of like chilling all over the place. Kind of looks like the technology was kind of forced in here as it was developed. A little more reasonable on the vents. Okay, so it is kind of the same walk space, but just more details put in.
Interface
more storytelling where, like, they have a chair set up for talking to Black Ice. That looks a little better. So this is definitely a lot more open. And looking at the old one just now, I kind of feel like it was better that these two guys who are set as enemies are a little more contained within the cubicle to kind of avoid you being seen and causing a ruckus with them. So they can kind of sit at their table and do their own thing. So yeah, this is
well,
I can tell you right now how this is set up. I can guarantee subtract, add, subtract. Done. A lot easier, a lot less surfaces. Like, I guarantee that's like half of what the previous one is, which is a lot simpler for the system to deal with.
Thanks for coming, Sam. I'm afraid I have some bad news.
What is it? They're not closing the cantina again, are they?
No. The thing is, we're going to have to let you go.
What's so interesting about staring at a plastic $500,000
Oh, thank you, sir.
So how that guy set up? He's like, he's standing, and like I said prior, I don't really like standing enemies or wandering enemies because it's kind of fucky for stealth folks to deal with. But how he's angled, like if you want to get in there and listen to them and all that jazz, you just smoke them, just take them down silently. You can, because they'll be in there. I actually don't know why we have these guys as enemies, because they're just there for set piece and talking. They really shouldn't be enemies. Maybe we'll change that, but yeah, I mean, if you want to get in there and listen, just take him out or move him. So it's like it's a more tolerable standing, because it's not like if you do one thing, he's gonna see you no matter what. It's kind of it's a standing that works with you. And it's something else I like doing, like all this random stuff on the ceiling. It just looks nicer rather than just a flat surface like we had in the last map with those tiling textures. Here's the tiling texture again, but it's more attuned with the type of brushes it's on. Because that's another thing you'll notice in all the older maps, like, it's just thrown on a surface with no consideration for the tiling effect. So there's no tiles cut off like halfway down or like a third through. It just looks crisper. And then in a surface with some odd angles, it's just a concrete. That tiles a lot better than a freaking square. You know, something else I used to do is, how would I describe it? So, say I did this scene back for 2006, the 2009 release. I'd probably just subtract this whole room and then subtract all that mess above the tile section, which would in turn make this all one surface. This what do you call this? This like C-shaped part and this rectangular part would all be one surface. So these tiles would go along, which would be cool up to right here, but then it's going to look ugly right here. And then another thing is the texture I chose up there, which it looks nice, but it would look kind of odd with that direct cut off and then this weird tiling effect right here along the cylindrical surface with the square texture. It's not really, this wouldn't really be the most prudent thing to do for that scene. So just don't be afraid to add ads. That method of subtracting only is not the play, and my buddy and I talked about that not too long ago, and yeah, we both were like, yeah, it's kind of dumb. So just add in what you need. Like, okay, I clearly want this to be 2 surfaces. Okay, so make them 2 separate brushes. Done. This is supposed to look like it's basically a 3D printer. Technology obviously wasn't available back in 2009, but 3D printers exist now. They make sense. So build for the market that you're addressing now. Like that would make sense to someone right now in 2022. And then this, how it's 16 units high. Say you're working on a map like this, don't go any higher than that. Like, crouch vents like that. Oh, perfect example is that other room here, back in the old map. So again, that's high, but it has a BSP crate under it. And that's, again, 16 units high. Because if you go any higher than that, you're going to have to start trying to jump to get into it. And jump crouching in DX at certain heights is just weird. It just doesn't function properly. So it's better to avoid doing it. Generally speaking, I'll make the vent flush with the ground. So that just happened to look nicer like that. So don't be afraid to change for your aesthetic, but just always have the gameplay in mind. And that just happens to function well, so. Alright, so I think this is a good spot to pause for now. We beat up floor 2, finished it, and then our next goal is to move on to floor 3, the natural progression. And then we're gonna see about dealing with this side objective as well. Oh, we were supposed to talk to Jonas before we left PDX about Black Ice. Oh well, we can go deal with that after, because I think that's one of those. Yeah, it's a secondary, so you can just, it's in TNM, a lot of the secondaries you just kind of do whenever you want, unless you're obviously about to transition to a different day. So we'll get to that, and also we need to go to Party Zone, and I'll talk more about Party Zone when we get there, because Party Zone is there's actually a lot of history behind Party Zone as a mod in itself. So we'll talk about that. So I appreciate everybody watching this, and we shall get back to it next time. I'm probably gonna, like I said earlier, when Cecil left, I'm gonna start doing this more. That crashed the game. That was neat. Yeah, sometimes that happens in TNM. It's freaking ridiculous. So, yeah, like I said, we'll probably start doing that more. I liked it. Yeah. Of course it did. Of course it freaking crashed. That's like the most DeusEx thing for a stream to end with. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are still here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna, I might actually work on that secret map a little bit. So, playing through it and actually having an audience and talking to you guys kind of encouraged me to work on it a little more. So I've been having. Well, actually, I don't need to leave just yet. I'll stop the gameplay, but we'll talk a little more about the dev stuff. So there's 2 secret missions that I need to make, and one of them is goddamn colossal. It's huge. It's going to be a big change. There's going to be voice acting. There's going to be different objectives. We're going to add a shit ton of the 2.0 mechanics to it. It's going to be like a. I guess the word would be, you know how in a video game you're playing, they introduce new things. It's like generally considered an active set piece where you engage with a new enemy or you find a new item, and then the very next room is like you deal with something that item is useful for, or you deal with those enemies en masse in the next area kind of thing. It's kind of going to be like that. You'll get access to some of the later mechanics early, and it's kind of like your reward for finding the secret mission, you know? So we have the ability to change water levels So that's never been a thing. Like in old multiplayer maps, I've always wanted the ability to change water levels. So like fill a room with water and you see the water level rise. That's like unheard of in Unreal. Like even in an example in Unreal Gold, when you get to the water temple, you quote unquote fill a pool to open a door to get into the water temple. Nah, dude, that's just a mover. It's just a mover that pretends to be water, and it quote unquote fills up the space. I checked it out in the editor. It's literally just a mover. There's no actual water. So that's a mechanic that we have for mission 22. They're on the wiki, so you can read about them if you haven't seen them. We have BSP turrets that behave just like the regular machine gun turrets, and we make some pretty badass shit with those. Like, they throw some crazy projectiles at you sometimes. There's going to be an early intro to those. The hover bots in OSC, those are going to make an appearance, and there's even going to be a new character. Well, not a new character, a new entity, because it's not a voiced person. It's like it's a thing, and it's fully modeled and I don't want to jump the gun and say that it has new AI, but it's a new entity that you can influence to do things for you. And then of course that EMP thing we talked about, where you can use spy drones or actual EMP damage to do things. And I think what's really held me up on making that map is it is huge, for one, and two, I have this vision for it where it's supposed to look like no humans go there. So that's what makes it so rough, because shoot, like when you want to do a doorway for something, you just make a 128 by 64 subtract and put a frame around it and throw a door in there. So that's what humans use in the DX universe. Just that's the standard size of a door frame. In this map, I don't want any of those. I want it to look like it's either for vehicles or robots. And then there's going to be this big boss fight at the end, where of course I want you to have options to deal with it. So it's trying to make this alien but industrial environment kind of thing. And by alien, I don't mean like the aliens on the space station. I mean alien to like people. I know it's hard to explain or to understand through verbal explanation, but... And then the next one, I already mentioned that earlier, that it's going to be a border area between Planet Quake and Planet DeusEx. So you're going to interact with the Ranger, and you're going to help him out. That map is, I just straight up said I want it to be small. I want it to just be basically a big set piece of Quake and Planet DeusEx interacting. So that's not going to be bad. That one's not going to be that hard to make. That one is just importing textures from Quake so that you can build the environment properly. I've already got it done, the Quake side, pretty well. It's just finishing it up. So it's just going to be like, shoot, man, I'd say like 4 or 5 rooms connecting hallways, that kind of thing. Nothing crazy. So that one won't take long. It's just getting it done. So the plan is to finish up Space Station and get that patched out, and then I'll swing around and do the secret levels. But if I get the Quake one done, I might just like ghost patch it in, and well, not ghost patch isn't the right word for it, but make an off schedule update and just get it into the game so people can play it. So yeah, it's just taking a hot minute to get the energy to get that other level started. And like I said before, the very beginning of a map is always hard as shit, because you try and get the very basics in. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing Doom stuff as well, but I haven't found a proper spot to do it. Like the Quake one, it kind of makes more sense where it's located. So I've been trying to find a good spot for Doom stuff, because again, I'll be straight up with you, like all the references to games are based on games I like. So I like Dark Souls, I like Doom, I like Quake. So 2.0 is pretty much chock full of Dark Souls references. And the BFG is in OSC, Old Server Complex. It's what one of its BSP turrets are based off of. And then there's Half-Life references in OSC, obviously. because I like Half-Life 2. Half-Life Alyx is one of my favorite games right now, so yeah, it's just all references to shit I like. And then Mothership Loudspeakers, he's I still have him slated to do the music for that first secret level, but goddamn, it's gonna take a while. Yeah, I appreciate you. I'll see you at the next one. And then what I'm speaking about now is just for the VOD and YouTube. So yeah, I just gotta get him working on the music, but see, I don't want him to waste time on the music and then the map not happen. So I want the map done before I go forward with him on the actual music. I don't want him to waste his time because I know he's a very successful person now. He's kicking ass, and I don't want to waste his time. So, and I'm not really wasting. I told him I'd pay him for it. It's just I don't want to jump the gun and make him do it and then nothing happen with it. So we'll get there. I just got to start it. So the general theme is for that first map is going to be concrete and like the inside of a computer. So like Old Server Complex 4, where you're inside the server and then you disable it and put them into your head and then go into the office maze part, the part before the office maze. That's the theme, plus concrete area bunkers. That's the theme I'm kind of going for, and then the alien feel to it. So that's the music he's going to be doing. It's going to be kind of like a horror-esque T&M theme, and then all the gameplay aspects we're putting in it. So it's like I said, it's just I got to try and find the energy to start it. So yeah, second time goodbye. I'm actually meaning it this time. I'm gonna this is the first time I've made a VOD. I'll keep it on the channel. I guess it automatically is done that way, but then I'm also gonna upload it to that YouTube channel, and then we'll go from there. So hope we get more people in next time. That way we can get some good questions flowing the whole time, because it was hard to play the game and play it normally and then also think, oh shit, I should talk about this part of the game as well. So we'll get more questions hopefully next time, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll keep this going. Have a good one.